All right, here are my zingers. These are very important things for you to tell yourself if you're thinking about joining a co-op, and definitely if you are one of the people leading your co-op. Your co-op cannot be all things to all people. The flip side it is your co-op is not supposed to be all things to you, just like marriage. So stop trying to be all things to your co-op. So, what's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah very nicely asks her co-op members, what would you like co-op to be or to offer? And you're going to get a long list, right? Because homeschool moms are pretty demanding if someone says, I'm here to help, right? But you're not going to do everything on that list, right?
Yep.
And especially if you don't get volunteers. 1 year, a lot of co-ops run with, here's the classes and then lots of extra stuff, like field trips or stuff. So 1 year, no one volunteered to do field trips. So what did that mean? No field trips that year. It wasn't the responsibility of the leaders to do that, to run the field trips. No, if there's no, and kind of related to my next point, your co-op is not essential to the success of homeschooling. So if your co-op died next week, those families can still go on homeschooling successfully. I don't want any of you to think, oh my gosh, we have to keep going because parents depend upon us. Co-ops are wonderful. I belonged to co-ops for a long time. I could get a lot of benefits out of it, but they were not essential to my success in homeschooling. You as a leader need to tell yourself that, and you as a member need to remember that too, in case your co-op is not meeting your expectations, or in case it has to fold, or you can't keep going for whatever reason. Does that make sense? Tell yourself that a lot. Tell your members that a lot. It's not essential. Homeschooling existed for at least a good 25 years before there were enough homeschoolers in the community to form a co-op, right? Yeah. And then, here's one you have to remind yourself of a lot. Co-op teachers are not responsible for homeschooling other people's children. This happens mostly at the high school level because typically the classes get more academic, and here's the dirty little secret. Anybody homeschooling in high school right now? Okay, you know this then, right? This is the dirty little secret of homeschooling in high school. You, the parent, don't do that much. That's kind of the beauty of it too, am I right? You hand them a syllabus, you hand them the book, you say do it. Tell me when you need to take a quiz, I'll grade the quiz. But that doesn't mean you abdicate completely your responsibility for homeschooling your child to some co-op teacher. This is very dangerous. We think, like I could have with my 4th grader, Ohio history's taken care of. Math is taken care of because they're covering it an hour a week at co-op. No, they are not. Biology dissection lab was taken care of, but the rest of biology is not covered in an hour a week at co-op. So do not think that co-op teacher is responsible for homeschooling your kid. And if you're a homeschool teacher, don't take on the responsibility that belongs properly to the parents. Am I right? Again, this one homeschool leader, bless her heart, she had a member who unfortunately had a large family and was basically just ignoring the older son. Like, wasn't keeping a transcript, wasn't she keeping grades, wasn't finding out if this kid needed what he needed for post-high school. And this co-op leader was taking all of that on herself. You as a co-op leader should not be preparing transcripts, maybe not even giving grades. You might give a grade, so this is how they perform, but ultimately it's up to the parent to decide what the grade is in that class. That is the beauty of us homeschooling, right? Now, I'm talking from Ohio, but we have a lot of freedom. We have a lot of freedom in all the states that border Ohio, too, to homeschool the way we see fit, to set what the high school graduation requirements are. That homeschool co-op is a tool you get to use to get there. Amen?
Amen.
Okay, all right. Those are my zingers. Please don't take on more and don't expect more of your co-op than it can deliver. It's just not fair.